Hello, my name is Maria from mathmammoth.com. In this lesson, we're going to look at scale drawings. Here I have an image or picture of a car, and it is a scale drawing or a model, scaled model. And here I have 1 inch equals 40 inches, and that is called the scale. What it signifies is that 1 inch in the image corresponds to 40 inches in reality. The scale could also be written as 1 to 40. Or it could be given with centimeters. 1 centimeter equals 40 centimeters. That doesn't actually mean that 1 centimeter equals 40 centimeters as you think of equations. Not that kind of equality. Just that it corresponds to 40 centimeters in reality. So how long is this car in reality? Well, you can't answer that unless you have a ruler and you can actually measure the car in the picture. And you're watching this on a computer screen or phone screen, and I don't know how small or big it is on your screen. So I'm just going to tell you that the image is intended to be exactly 4 inches long. From here to here, 4 inches, if you had it printed on paper. So the image is 4 inches, and each inch corresponds to 40 inches in reality. So we go 40 times 4 to get the length of the car in reality. It's 160 inches in reality. And then you would want to convert that to feet. Divide this by 12 to get it in feet. And that is 13 1/3. So 13 1/3 feet. And 1/3 of a foot is 4 inches. So we get 13 feet and 4 inches. Now, here's another scaled picture or scale drawing of the same car. And this time the scale is 1 to 80. Look how it is smaller now. The number 40 became 80, but the car is smaller. Does that make sense? It should, because now each inch here corresponds to 8 inches in reality. This car here is only 2 inches long here on paper or in the drawing. So this inch here is 8 inches. This inch is 80 inches in reality, total 160 inches in reality, just like this one was. And here you can also read, the scale 1 to 40 means that 1 unit in the scaled image corresponds with 40 units in reality. The scale could also be written as 1 inch equals 40 inches or 1 centimeter equals 40 centimeters. The unit doesn't matter. What matters is the actual scale, 1 to 40. Here we have a rectangle. It's drawn at the scale of 1 to 500, and we need to redraw it at a different scale. Also, find its area in reality. One way to do this is to calculate these 2 dimensions in reality, first of all, and then do the redrawing, then figure out what the dimensions will be when it's redrawn at the scale of 1 to 800. If I sketch here what it will be in reality, okay, this is signifying the rectangle in reality, and each inch corresponds to 500 inches in reality, so this side is 500 inches, and this would be 1500. If we redraw it then at the scale of 1 to 800, what do we do with this number, 800? If we go from reality to the scaled image, we take these dimensions and divide by 800. So 500 divided by 800 is how long the redrawn image will be. So we take 500 inches in reality, divide by 800, cancel out and get 5/8 of an inch. And then 1500 inches, well, it will be 3 times this, right? Just like here, 1 and 3. The longer side is 3 times that. The longest side is 15/8 inches, which is almost 2 inches. 1 7/8 of an inch. So here it is now. This rectangle, if this original is 1 inch, then this side here is 5/8 of an inch. And this side is 1 7/8 of an inch. Alright, now we have a picture given, looks like a house, and we need to redraw it at a different scale again. Redraw this picture at the scale of 1 to 12. Here it is drawn at the scale of 1 to 20. So we have 4 units here, 3 units here, 1 here. And if it's going to be redrawn at the scale of 1 to 12, is it going to get bigger or smaller? If this is 4 units now, in reality, how long is it? This is a scale drawing. In reality, the house would be 4 times 20 or 80 units. And then to redraw it, I would divide that by 12. 80 divided by 12. That's going to be a bigger number than 4. So the new drawing will be bigger than my original house here. In these numbers, 20 and 12, the 12 is a smaller number than 20, but the picture gets bigger. That's how it works with scales. So we need to calculate now 4 units, and in reality, it will be 4 times 20 units or 80, but then I divide by 12. Here I can cancel. Both 20 and 12 are divisible by 4, 5 and 3. That actually gives me a scale factor, 5/3, for scaling this to the new redrawn scaled image. And so therefore I get 4 times 5 is 20 over 3. 6 2/3. This side here becomes 6 2/3 units long. I might call 3 units. That's 6 units. Then 1/3 of a unit. 1/3 of a unit on that side. Now total 6 2/3. Now let's think about this dimension. 3 units. Again, it gets multiplied by 20 divided by 12. But I can just use this 5/3 that I already calculated. And here, those cancel. So it becomes simply 5. The 3 will become 5 units up. Then I have my 1 unit here. Well, 1 multiplied by 5/3 is just 5/3, or 1 2/3. So 1 unit and 2/3 this way. This is the 2/3, and then 1. Like that. Now I need to erase a little bit to get more space. Alright, and here we have this, here is 2 units. So that will be exactly half of what the 4 units became. The 4 units became 6 2/3. So the 2 units will become 3 1/3. So from here, 3 1/3, that's where the peak of the house will be. Over there. There we go, our house is ready. And also, we're all done with this lesson. I hope it was helpful.